Hey everyone, Doug Kenny here, along with my coach and mentor, actor Andy McPhee, and today we welcome Philippe to Relentless and Unstoppable. Hey Philippe, how you doing?
Hey guys, I'm great. Really
Hey,
good
mate.
to see you guys again.
Yeah, how you doing from LA? And you're in Australia, and Doug's in Arizona. Now we're a little bit time constrained today because Philippe has a busy schedule in front of him. But here's what Relentless and Unstoppable is all about. The last time we interviewed Phil was him sharing his story of how when we met years and years ago through acting coaching classes, wanted to be an actor, and that didn't eventuate, and we lost contact for about 5 years. And then Phil caught up with me when I went back to Melbourne a few years ago and said, "Andy, you're never going to believe it. I left my car salesman job. I started a lawn mowing round. I learned to play the guitar and I learned to sing. And here I am. I've got 3 or 4 albums out, and I'm going to Nashville, and I'm going to have this amazing career." Well, he did that, and then the pandemic hit, and he was stuck overseas, and things didn't work out. And this is wonderful because sometimes you set out to have a dream and it just doesn't happen, and then people get disheartened. Well, this is why Relentless and Unstoppable is here, because Phil, his singing career didn't go where he wanted to, but he still sings, he still writes, but he came back to Australia, not the place he wanted to be, not because he doesn't like it. He was enjoying traveling and chasing his dream, but it didn't occur that way. And he's come back to Australia now. He's running through meeting friends overseas and coming back to Australia. He's now formulated a company which is helping people with mental health and etc. But I'm going to let Phil explain that. So one thing is Phil didn't give up, and he's always chasing. He's always hungry, and now he's got a $300,000 a month company which is backed by the government. So Phil, welcome, and can you share a little bit to our subscribers and new viewers exactly how you came back brokenhearted, sad, to now a guy who's running this company with a massive amount of employees?
Yeah, that's again. Look, I don't know. The world works in, I guess, really weird ways sometimes. But yeah, I guess I got back, and it wasn't the easiest thing to do, to start again. But it came. I got a few job offers I really didn't want to do, and then I guess I met up with a friend and told me about this idea, and we found a way to make it into a real business. And yeah, I guess the rest is history. I mean, it's just we've just gone, taken off, and I guess it was just right time, right place. So yeah, it's going great. It's going great.
About what is, you've given us a bit of a rundown, but it's all to do with mental health, and it's helping people and helping them create their own possible businesses out of this, correct?
Yeah, well, there's 2 sides to it. I guess we do help, participants, so people living with disabilities. It's all types of disabilities, not just mental health, but we do assist, people who are looking for providers and to get that right assistance to assist them to find that and the right support systems. And then on the other side of the business is, yeah, we assist people to become their own providers. So through the government, through various government schemes, and work for themselves, and yeah, obviously give back a little bit more and help out. So,
and just for people overseas who are not quite sure, because I had to have you explain it to me a little bit, can you give us a bit of an idea of what do you mean by assisting people with any type of disabilities, or dealing with those life circumstances? What do you mean by providers, just in case we've got viewers who are not quite sure what that means?
yeah, definitely. So providers, could be anyone from, anyone in allied health, I should say. So, from support workers to nurses and occupational therapists and so forth. But a lot of the times, participants or people living with disabilities, it's especially in a time of pandemic, it's very hard for them to get that right level of assistance. And, I guess the governments want to move to home care so people can get the right care within their home and not sort of clog up hospital systems, especially in times like we're going through now. So yeah, it's given us the opportunity to help people to start their own businesses, and on the other side, help people to find providers and get that right care they need. So,
and that's like, I got to get this transition between coming home now. Am I right in saying you're a little brokenhearted? Your dream got a little shattered, even though you're still singing and writing. Was it a little for you to come back with your tail between your legs?
Oh, of course. I mean, no one ever wants to go backwards or anything. And
Mhm.
I said I left Australia at the time to go to see family and spend some time in Greece for a little bit, and just I guess transition to the US. I was waiting for borders, and that never came after 9 months. And I guess you can't just sit around all for the rest of your life. And although it was really good, and I needed that time off, it helped me write a lot of songs as well, which is good. But yeah,
Mm.
I got back and I didn't want to be here. I guess I took an opportunity, took some risks, and you never know what's going to happen in the end. Like again, like I don't think I'd ever stop. I don't want to stop my music, but at the same time, when an opportunity like this arises, sometimes you got to just run with it.
So from that time that you know, you, or you walked past a music shop, saw a guitar, and thought, no, you know what? I've always wanted to play. I've always wanted to sing. I can remember Andy saying, "I'll just get off your ass and do it." The thing that what I've seen with you over this journey of now nearly 6, 7, 8 years is that if something didn't work, you didn't go and sit at home and cry about it. I mean, you might have for one day, but like you got up and went, okay, this is it. Now I've spoken to this person. I think I'm going to do this. You're always willing to take a risk, right?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, every time something sort of doesn't go the way you want, or if you put a lot of effort in something, it always does shoot you down for a day or two. That's normal. I mean, we're all human, but I don't know. Like I always had this mentality in my head that it's life's a lot of stuff in life's a numbers game, and like I guess after you failed 5 or 6 times, failure doesn't really bother you as much. It's always hard, and starting
Yeah.
is always hard, but I guess if you're, as long as you're not stupid with your ideas and you actually do, and you do the right things, but you gotta take risks. I mean, that's what life is. Take risks. I mean, everyone that made something took risks. Everyone that got anywhere took a risk to do it.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes as hard as it is to get back up again. It's
Yeah, for
the
sure.
thing to
Well,
do is
you
to keep going.
done it. The first I've heard about it, like since we last spoke, and I'm like, hang on, wait a minute. The last thing I heard is you had your album coming out, you're overseas, and now I'm listening to you. How many employees do you have behind you now?
We just employed our 15th person, so
So you have a company
yeah,
that's for 200,000 or 300,000 a month. You have 15 employees, and you came back from overseas going, shit, that damn didn't work out with my country and Western, and now you got this going. I love that. That's exactly what Relentless is about. Oh yeah, just any questions for Phil, mate, before he has to go, because he is on a bit of a time constraint today.
Yeah, Phil, are you still doing your music in the meantime next to running your new company?
yeah. I was we've been writing a few tracks in my spare time. I mean, I haven't had a lot of spare time, but I just had a lot of things going through my head lately. So I don't ever want to stop music, and I'm hoping that in some time to come, I have more time to actually devote to it again. But like for me, music is not like really making it in a sense, like as in like making or selling a lot of albums or anything like that. It's something I love doing, and if anything ever comes out of it, I'll never stop. And if anything ever comes, well, then great. But it's just something I love doing. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Good question, Doug, because look, Phil and me, actually, Phil, how long have we known each other? Maybe 4?
Man, I think I've known you for like 8 years, 10 years,
Yeah.
8 years maybe.
Must be. But see, what I love about the fact that what you're doing is really inspirational, because relentless and unstoppable does not mean that everything you try is going to work, right? And the unstoppable part is if something doesn't work, get up and have a go again at something, or take time out to have a think, because if you give up, and then it'll just stay the same. But you haven't done that, and I just posted something today that Doug will post out later, and it was about just being relentless and unstoppable and being champions. The thing that I've found with all these wonderful interviews we've had over the years is that sometimes behind the face of the champion, there can be sadness, there can be tears, because even though you're at the top of the world in your game, whatever it's doing, athletics or business or whatever, there's times where life becomes overwhelming and people just get by themselves and they feel overwhelmed, depressed, and have a cry, but they don't want the rest of the world to see that, especially if you're a celebrity or a champion. But what we've discovered, Doug and myself on this channel, is that having these amazing people like yourself on here, sharing those times that didn't work and then getting up again, we're all allowed to cry. We're all allowed to bring the tissue box out and have a little time where you just go, shit, man. But when you put that tissue box away, give someone a call and say, hey, I need a bit of, I'm not feeling the best. I just want someone to talk to. If you need more help, you go to professional help. But the thing is, be relentless and unstoppable in whatever you do, you know, and it inspires people and it gives you a purpose to get up every day.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the one thing I've learned in anything is persistence. I mean, you can have, it's the hardest thing to learn, but it's the best thing to actually have. The best thing to actually, like, if you're persistent with everything that you do, you will fail 99% of the time. But I mean, that 1% is all that really matters. So,
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Hey, Phil, are you able to give us a live demo like Jacko suggested, or no?
it's a little. I probably didn't prepare for that, but it's a little bit windy here. I'm around some offices and things like that, so probably wouldn't be the best thing. But definitely, I promise you, next time I'm in.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, no
Phil
worries.
in Portuguese is sitting in the office looking out the window going, what on earth is the boss doing? He's singing.
He's singing to someone on his phone.
We know you're busy and you've got to get back to work. And this was last minute, but such a great story. And we do want to bring you back on in another, you know, interview in a month's time, just to see how everything's going. And truly just inspirational, man, to see that someone who loved acting, someone who loved singing, and for you, it worked out, but it didn't work out where you wanted to go, but you didn't quit, and you've moved on, and now you've created an incredible business, and for other people as well, to help those with disabilities, etc.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been good to chat with you and see you.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Well, good on you, and thanks for making time, Phil.
No worries, guys. Thank you soon. I'll speak to you guys again soon.
All right, mate. Take care. See you, buddy.
See ya.
Hey, mate. Bye.
So, everybody, we'd like to thank Phil for appearing on the show, and we'll see you next week for the next episode of Relentless and Unstoppable.